name's Natalie Croy, and this is my project for ethics in computing about utilitarianism. First question. So consequentialism, this is specifically for business. Businesses and governments use this idea in many ways. Businesses use the idea of consequentialism by encouraging their employees to act in a way that will benefit the organization. This may mean the focus of the business is on making profits, even if that means the consequences could be negative, and in turn immoral. Second thing with utilitarian thinking is welfarism. Businesses also use this aspect. This idea deals with the wrongness or rightness of how society conceives a business's actions. Welfarism is the idea of trying for the greater good of society. An example of this would be a business's implementation of increased wages or benefits to help an employee. Using utilitarianism as a standard of conduct in governments, there is the aspect that has there's the aspect of utilitarianism that has the justification of punishment according to which is intended to make the criminal pay for his crime. This is something used to try to prevent this crime from happening further and deter others from doing the same. Utilitarianism in the government focuses on the sanctity of individual rights versus their utility. Individual liberty is also an aspect of governmental utilitarianism due to individuals usually being the best place to judge their welfare. Democracy follows this idea as it tends to strive for the welfare of the greatest number of people, but not for all. The spiritual belief system seems to be ignored by utilitarianism. It seems to mostly focus on society being bound together by rational calculation, which can be seen in laws different governments enact. Second question. One disadvantage is that things are not always as simple as the formula of utilitarianism, and ethics cannot be always analyzed in this way. Since this way of thinking is largely based on the body of society or what an individual sees as the most important goal and what benefits society, there can be differing ideas of what is best. Not everyone's moral rules are the same spanning countries, religions, or individuals. The same thought goes for an individual's actions. Second issue posed by utilitarianism is that it does not take into account for factors such as moral education, moral wisdom, family and social relationships, and emotions. All of these things can affect every aspect of utilitarianism, from governments and businesses to the individual. If utilitarianism is ethically objective, that means inherently this ideal points to morality being outside of the human mind. That brings up the previous issue of these factors posing issues with this idea.